when I first got the Deluge, I was strictly thinking sampling, chopping samples, creating my own chord progressions to see what I could do, because I don't know how to play piano, I don't know how to play guitar. I wanted something that could expedite the process of me playing with and messing around with sounds, making songs. That being said, it took me probably 2 years in the device before I made my first sound, and I'm actually going to go through that sound and go through what I kind of did, give you a little breakdown of what I did here. I want to shout out Ron Cavagnero, because he's basically the inspiration, and I mean, he's taught me a lot using the device. If you watch any of his tutorials on YouTube, super helpful, great guide, a lot of knowledge. I'm not that guy.
You are. You're imitating the God Man.
So I'm just going to do a simple breakdown of basically the first sound I've ever made on this device from scratch. And like I said, when I bought the device, no intention of using synthesis. Most of the time when I'm watching synth YouTubers, I'll click the video, I'll start watching, and then it just kind of ends up sounding like this to me. Yeah, well, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but learning about different synthesis there's a lot of language, there's a lot of things to learn. When it comes to FM or wavetable synth, I basically still don't even know what that means. And I have an idea of it, obviously, but pretty much everything I've done or used is subtractive synthesis, having one sound or whatever and breaking it down into whatever you want it to be. That's the way I'm most comfortable doing it. I have, like I said, haven't ventured into FM synthesis, anything like that. I'm not that guy. That being said, I am starting to play with synthesis a little bit. Like I said, inspired by Ron Cavagnero in his video breaking down automation view in the new community firmware for the Deluge. If you haven't checked out new community firmware, it's crazy. I am going to leave a link down in the description for anybody interested in checking out Ron Cavagnero's video. Highly recommend it if you own a Deluge. His stuff is great and very inspirational, because I go watch his videos and immediately go hop into the Deluge and see what I can create. The one video I'm referencing right now is his first video on automation view, and it's pretty crazy. We'll dive into this right here. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a blank synth, start from scratch. We'll go in. This is how I started my first sound. Went in, picked the kind of waveform. I went with a saw, and this is what that's going to sound like for you guys. Let's start this resample process. Yeah, not the most pleasant, and like for me that was kind of the turn off with synthesis, is it's gonna take a while before it sounds good. Why not just start with something that sounds good and then play with that? That was my mindset a while ago. Now I'm adjusting for sure. So that's initially what I had. I went through into this automation mode here, and all of these parameters here that you see lit up, you can play with. You've got noise, you've got a wave folder here, you've got low pass filter, high pass filter, bass, reverb, volume, whatever you want, you can pretty much automate throughout the course of it playing. So what I did, I'll show you guys right here. I started with that A saw wave there, and I made a bunch of automation to it. I'll show you what it sounds like. And we'll dive into some of the automation here. I'll pause this. I'm still learning this. I heard somebody on YouTube the other day reference it as like Deluge Mark II, because it really does feel like that much new stuff for this device. And I totally agree. So it looks like we have some noise automation here. I'll keep this playing. You can see some of what's going on. Some transpose here. Got decimation. And then some of them have stayed, it looks like they've stayed lit up, even though I didn't end up messing with that automation. I think for volume, I did that just to bring it in without clipping. I'll pause this, see what else I've messed with here. Reverb I have bouncing around a little bit. What else? I think low pass filter, we're playing with that a little bit. I think this is a wave folder. If you're curious what a wave folder is, I have no idea. No idea. But yeah, I just played around with it. And I think that's genuinely one of the best ways to make new sounds, is just play around and see what comes out. And that's exactly what this is here. What else? Bit crush. I just got straight line of bit crush, nothing too crazy. Yeah, and so what I did was I made 2 other versions of that same thing with slightly different automation. I think the main part that you'll notice that's different is the transpose. I've transposed it in different parts to kind of give it a little bit of a rhythm, and this is what I made. Basically a simple trap beat, but I'll play it for you, let you guys check it out. Here we go. Yeah, I'll be honest, it took me like 10 minutes to make this, and it definitely inspired me and stuck with me, because it's like, dang, if I could make this in 10 minutes, what other crazy sounds could I make? And this is one oscillator. You got 2 oscillators here in the Deluge. Yeah, I never imagined I'd be playing with this stuff, but it's super fun. Yeah, if you have a Deluge, I hope you're inspired by this. You're gonna go play with it yourself. Yeah, that's the first sound I ever made here on the Deluge, and yeah, I'll definitely be making a lot more. If you like this style of video, or if you're interested in me kind of creating the sound as opposed to going back and going over it, that's something I can definitely do. I'm going to let you know right now, I've tried to record those videos, and the second I start making something while being recorded, I fall apart. I don't know what happens, but something I'm working on, though. Attacking the things I'm not good at and working on them. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you have any tips that could help me with the new community firmware, or with making anything I make sound better, feel free to leave that down in the comments. I'm not opposed to constructive criticism whatsoever. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.
F*** you, science!